Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Yoga Priya. So today our topic of discussion is on color reactions of protein. So proteins, we know they are high molecular weight polypeptides which are made up of multiple amino acids that are linked together by means of peptide bonds. So because of the presence of this peptide structure and also presence of various amino acid residues in them, they react with a variety of reagents to form different colored compounds. So all these tests are collectively called as color reactions of proteins. So the different color reactions of protein includes, the first one is Biuret test, and next is Ninhydrin test, and third one is xanthoprotic test, and fourth one is aldehyde test or otherwise called as Hopkins-Colles test, and next is Sakaguchi test, and the sixth one is lead acetate or sulfur test, and the seventh one is Mellans test, and the eighth one is Pauli's test. So we have this eight major color reactions of proteins. So with this different tests, we can find out different protein molecules. For example, we can take albumin, which is a major protein that is found in the plasma, milk, and also in the egg white, and it is also a very good example for a simple protein. So other than albumin, we can deduct other proteins like casein, which is a major milk protein, and third one is gelatin, which is mainly isolated from the collagen by boiling with water, and fourth one is a scleroprotein or keratin, which is a major fibrous protein made by the epidermal cells, and also peptones can be detected by this method, which are nothing but a partial degradation product of proteins, and they have a low molecular weight. And next comes mucin. We know it is a mucoprotein that is present in the saliva. So different protein molecules can be detected by these 8 different color reactions of proteins. So the first test we are going to discuss is Biuret test. It is a general test for protein. So if you are provided with the patient sample, the first test you are going to apply is Biuret test in order to show the presence or absence of protein in the given sample. So Biuret test gives positive result in case the protein in the given sample has minimum of 2 or more peptide bonds in them. So how to do the procedure? We have to take 2 test tubes. One is named as T and one is named as C. So in T test tube, we have to take the patient sample, and in the C test tube, we have to take water as control. So to the T test tube, we have to add 3 ml of protein solution and then equal volume of 10% sodium hydroxide. Then we have to mix it thoroughly. And after a few minutes, we have to add few drops of 0.5% copper sulfate solution. And the same thing we have to do with the control also, but the only difference here is water we are using in spite of this protein sample. So what happens in the T test tube, you can notice a positive result, that is they form a purplish violet color, and in the C test tube which acts as a control, there is no protein in water, so they form blue color. So how this purplish violet color is obtained? This is by means of the copper coordination complex that has been formed with the peptide bonds in the given protein sample. That's how a purplish color is result. So the next test is Ninhydrin test. So it is a general test for all the alpha amino acids. So what is the procedure? To one test tube we have to add 1 ml of protein solution and then 2 drops of 0.1% Ninhydrin solution. We have to mix it and boil it for 1 to 2 minutes and allow it to cool. So what would be the end result? You can get a Ruhmann's purple color, that is a dark violet color, that is called as Ruhmann's purple color. How this Ruhmann's purple color is formed? It is mainly due to the condensation of 2 molecules of ninhydrin, the reagent which we are adding, with 1 molecule of ammonia from the amino acids, that is the protein sample which we are adding. So 2 molecule of ninhydrin condensed with 1 molecule of ammonia from the amino acid is mainly responsible for this violet color. What is the importance of this ninhydrin test? It is mainly used to stain the amino acid on the chromatography paper once the procedure is over. And all the amino acids, they give a purple, that is Ruhmann's purple color formation will be seen, except for proline and hydroxyproline, which always forms a yellow color. The next one is xanthoprotic test. So this is specific for aromatic amino acid containing the benzene ring. Example includes tryptophan, tyrosine and phenylalanine. So the procedure here is we have to take a test tube and then we have to add 3 ml of protein solution plus 1 ml of concentrated nitric acid. So first a white precipitate is formed, which is mainly due to the denaturation of protein, and then we have to heat the same test tube for 1 minute and then we have to cool it under tap water. So you can notice a yellow color formation here, which is mainly due to the nitration of the benzene ring or the aromatic ring, which is the reason for this yellow color. And now what we have to do is we have to make it somewhat alkaline by adding excess of 40% NaOH we are adding in that. So what happens is this yellow color they deepens to form a orange color. Okay, so the yellow color is mainly due to the nitro derivatives, that is nitration of the aromatic ring, nitro derivatives of the aromatic amino acid present in the protein, and this orange color is mainly due to the sodium salts of this nitro derivatives, which is the reason for the yellow color and also the orange color. The next test is Hopkins-Colles test, or otherwise called as aldehyde reaction. So this reaction is specific for tryptophan, which is the indole ring containing or indole group containing amino acid. So the reagents which we are adding in this test is we have to take 1 ml of protein solution and then formaldehyde, mercuric sulfate and sulfuric acid, and we have to add concentrated sulfuric acid along the sides of the test tube. All these are the reagents which we are adding. So the chemistry behind this is, what happens is the indole ring of the tryptophan they get oxidized in presence of the reagents we are adding. Example, mercuric sulfate and sulfuric acid, and then they react with formaldehyde which we add. Finally they form a purple ring. So you can see here in the picture it forms a purple ring. Or in other words we can say the indole group of tryptophan they reacts with the glyoxylic acid, which is released by the action of concentrated sulfuric acid which we are adding on the acetic acid, and finally they form a purple ring or a violet ring. So that's why this Hopkins-Colles reaction is otherwise called as glyoxylic reaction for tryptophan. The next test is Sakaguchi test. So it is specific for guanidinium group containing amino acid. Example of that is arginine. So the reagent used here is called as Sakaguchi reagent, which is a combination of Molish reagent and then bromine water. So the procedure here is we have to take a test tube. To that we have to add 3 ml of protein solution and then 1 ml of 5% sodium hydroxide and then 2 drops of Molish reagent, which is nothing but alpha naphthol in alcohol, and also few drops of bromine water we have to add. So the end result is you can notice a caramine red color that has been developed in the test tube if the patient sample contains arginine. So what is the reason behind this color formation? The guanidinium group in the patient sample they reacts with alpha naphthol, that is the Molish reagent, to form a bright red color complex. The next test is lead acetate test or sulfur test. So this is specific for sulfhydryl group containing amino acids, includes cysteine and cysteine. So these two amino acids gives the positive test results. So how to do the procedure? We have to take a test tube and then we have to add 2 ml of protein solution and then add equal volume of 40% NaOH, which provides the alkaline medium, and then we have to boil for 2 minutes. Then cool it and then acidify it with dilute HCl. Then you have to add 1 ml of 5% lead acetate solution and then we have to warm it. So the end result you can see here, a grey or black color precipitate is formed, which shows the positive result. So the main reason behind this black color formation is the sulfur in the sulfur containing amino acids, example cysteine and cysteine of the protein, in the presence of the alkaline medium which is being provided by the sodium hydroxide which we are adding, they get changed to sodium sulfide, and this reacts with the lead acetate to form lead sulfide, which forms the or imparts the black color to the precipitate. So sulfur in the sulfur containing amino acid reacts with NaOH to form sodium sulfide, and then it reacts with lead acetate to form lead sulfide. An important thing to note here is methionine is also a sulfur containing amino acid, but it does not give a positive test result because the sulfur in the methionine amino acid is in the thioether linkage and it is very difficult to break it, so it gives negative result. The next test is the Milan's test. So it is specific for phenol group containing amino acid, that is tyrosine. The procedure is, to the patient sample, that is the protein sample provided, we have to add mercuric sulfate in sulfuric acid, which is called as the Milan's reagent, and then we have to heat the test tube directly over the flame for few minutes, or else we can keep it in the water bath for 10 minutes, and then we have to cool it under the tap water. After that we have to add 1% sodium nitrite to the test tube. So what happens is, you can see here a deep red color is formed, which indicates a positive result. So this can be given only by the phenol group containing amino acid, that is tyrosine, or tyrosine containing proteins. So the color that is formed is mainly due to the formation of mercury phenolate ion with sulfonated phenol radical in the tyrosine. The last test to discuss is Pauli's test. So this is specific for imidazole ring containing amino acid, which is nothing but histidine. So to the patient sample, we have to add sulfonilic acid and then sodium nitrate and also sodium hydroxide, which provides the alkaline medium. So all these things combined with each other to form a cherry red color, which shows the positive test results, and it is positive only in case of histidine, imidazole group containing amino acid. This slide is the summary of so far discussed 8 color reactions of proteins. The first test is Biuret test. The end result is it form a purplish color throughout the test tube, and any protein with minimum of 2 or more peptide bonds can answer this Biuret test. And the next one is the xanthoprotic test. It forms a yellow color, and when we make it excess alkaline, it forms deep orange color, and it is positive only in case of benzene ring containing aromatic amino acids. Example, tryptophan, tyrosine and phenylalanine. And the third one is a Millen's test, which forms a deep red color, and it is positive only in case of phenol group containing aromatic amino acid. Example, tyrosine. And the fourth one is lead acetate or sulfur test, and end result here is it forms a gray or black color precipitate, which is positive only in case of sulfur containing amino acid. Example, cysteine and cysteine, and this black color is mainly due to formation of lead sulfide. The fifth test is Hopkins-Coley's test, or otherwise called as aldehyde test. The end result here is it form a purple ring, and it is mainly due to indole ring containing amino acid, which is nothing but tryptophan. And the sixth one is ninhydrin test, and it is specific for alpha amino acids, and the end result is it forms a Ruhmann's purple color. And the next one is Sakaguchi test. It forms a deep red color, and this is mainly positive in case of guanidinium group containing amino acid, nothing but arginine. And the final test is Pauli's test. It forms a cherry red color, which is positive in case of imidazole ring containing amino acid, that is histidine. And other than the 8 color reactions of proteins, we also have nitroprusside test and also Follen-Keikaltese test. So this nitroprusside test is specific for sulfidyl group containing amino acid, that is nothing but cysteine, and the Follen's test is specific for phenol group containing amino acid, that is tyrosine. So we have completed the color reactions of proteins. We can see 2 MCQs. One is the amino acid that does not answer sulfur test includes cysteine, cysteine, methionine and tyrosine. So the answer for this is methionine. So we know methionine is a sulfur containing amino acid, but it is in a thioether linkage, so it is difficult to break in order to answer the sulfur test. So the answer for this is C. And the next one is Biuret test is answered by individual amino acid, dipeptide or tripeptide. So we know Biuret is a general test for protein, and it can be answered by the proteins with minimum of 2 or more peptide bonds. So it is always better to go ahead with a tripeptide. Thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe my channel for further updates. Happy learning.